Hello, this is part one of the respiratory system quiz. Let's read the directions. Label the diagram below with the following terms: alveoli, bronchiole, bronchus, epiglottis, larynx, lung, pharynx, pulmonary blood vessel, and tracheae. Then answer the questions below. Question 10. What is the function of the epiglottis? Question 11. What occurs in the alveoli? Question 12. Why is it an advantage to have many tiny alveoli instead of just a few large ones? The answers to all of these questions are on page 86 and 87. So here's this is page 86, and this is page 87. This is the really important part of page 87 to help you answer what happens during gas exchange and why the alveoli are important. This is part two. We want to answer two questions from part two. So two questions from A, B, C, or D. So you can pick A and B, or C and D, or A and C, or B and D, and so forth. Question A, explain how oxygen enters into the lungs. Use the picture below. The answer to this question is on page 87. Right here. And right here on page 86. Question B. Use the picture below to explain how the diaphragm works to force gases in and out of the lungs. Here on page 87 is an explanation of how the diaphragm works. Question C. Use the picture of an alveolus air sac to explain how oxygen and carbon dioxide are exchanged from the alveolus to the capillary bloodstream. Here's the picture in your quiz, and on page 87 of your reading, in this section, you have an explanation of how gas exchange works. Question D. Below is a picture of a normal airway and the airway of a person with asthma. Explain why the airway in a person with asthma might cause them to become tired quickly when they exercise. Look at the difference between the normal airway, which has a lot of space here for air to move through, and the airway of somebody with asthma. It's filling up with mucus, and the walls of the airway are swelling. So the opening is much smaller. So much less air can flow through here. The answer to this question will be found on page 88 and 89. Mostly they're going to be talking about smoking, but smoking has a similar effect on the lungs by causing your lungs to get more stiff and making them less able to expand to accept oxygen. If you would like to review materials outside of the book, you can go to jvsadp.edublogs.org, click on Science 1, scroll to Circulatory and Respiratory System, You can use these two links right here to have this explained to you in English. I'm sorry. You can use these two links right here to have this explained to you in English. The Khan Academy links are good too, or you can look at these links to have them explained in French, Portuguese, and hopefully now Spanish. Okay, good luck.